Hey everybody, Professor Cloud here with our next episode of Professor Builds My First Planet Zoo. I really hope that you've been enjoying this content as I have. It's been a very big learning experience for me. It's a different kind of simulation game than what I'm used to. I'm used to the city builders of Anno 1800 and similar, and there's always constant things to do in those games where you just can so easily get lost. In this one, in this type of a game though, it's much more creative, it's much more design oriented, which is not, I'll be honest, my forte. However, taking the game and going, okay, well, let's make it work for me, let's make it fun for me, by taking the scenario zoos and saying, okay, I want to start them over from scratch. That's been fun, and I've really been enjoying this particular first zoo. I do plan to build a second zoo, maybe not immediately after this first one, but we still got a little bit to go in our first zoo here, the Summer House Zoo. We're going to jump back in, and the very first thing we have to focus on is guest services. We've got to put some additional food, merchandising, bathrooms at a different end of the park. We've got both vending machines as well as a couple of food and drink vendors at one end of the park, but we need to get them in other areas as well where we have some available space. So we had started to clear that space in the last episode. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at that, and then we'll see what we can do in some of the other empty areas of the park where we can potentially add some additional exhibits or habitats. Oh, I didn't realize I had left it in the middle of a monsoon. Anyway, alright, so we had cleared some space specifically for the guest services. Now I just gotta remember where I did it. Wasn't there. That's the new Billy. Oh, okay, that's fine. I really can't see. Wonder how our giraffes are doing. This where I did it? This was where I was going to put it. Okay. Yeah, so I had cleared a little bit of space over here. And I was actually thinking I could wrap this pathing around this side and then have some vendors over here. But I just realized this is actually inside, I think. No, it's not. I thought it was inside the lemur habitat, but it's not. Okay. Alright, so first thing is, let's go ahead and put down a bathroom. Facilities. Guest. Toilets. Okay. We want... That's Arctic. Indonesian. Alright, let's do in here. Put you all the way back as far as I can. Okay, so there's toilets. That's a start. Next. That I don't need to hire for. Next thing is merchandise. I don't think I have merchandise availability anywhere. So Indonesian. Away. Okay, that looks like that's the back. Yeah, there's the front. Okay. Alright, so there's that. Alright, one other quick thing. I want to make sure I put a trash can. Oh, wrong thing. 8. Oh, there's actually one. Never mind. I really didn't need to do that, actually. Alright, Oh. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, I did. I've done this before. I forgot that there are certain ones of these that are just shells. That's exactly what I just did. I put down the Indonesian shop small shell, but did not put the actual shop in place. Let's go with just a memento. Actually, hold on. Let me do this. Move you. Memento. Here we go. Okay. No, I don't want it. I want the whole thing. There we go. Move. That's weird. Okay. I've got to hire another vendor. I also need to modify the work zones. This one? No. Actually... No, I need to put you... No. Okay. And staff. Vendor. There's the vendor that I just... Go. There we go. Trying to figure out how... Oh, yeah, you're always stressed. How do I get you inside of you? Alright, let me pause here for a second. Move. Dave's blueprint, enter group edit mode, split group. Yeah, this is... It's this stuff that I rarely really struggle with because the game doesn't really... There was one career scenario where I had to put a shop inside of the shell, but I super struggled with it. Because apparently you have to be like super specific about it. I don't know why I sound like a 16-year-old girl right now, but... Well, okay, there's part of the problem. I had the wrong... I was going off of the arrow. I thought the arrow was the front of the building. And in fact, that is not true. Now I'm okay. I need to get a little bit closer. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Hold on a minute. There's a sign there. I don't know why there's a sign there. Nope. No vendor. Why is there no vendor? Thought I fixed that. Oh, I can actually assign... Huh, okay. I didn't realize I could do this. Assign vendor to shop. There's the problem. Okay. Okay, there's a vendor there now. Alright, I'm going to have to figure out how to do that then. Alright, well, okay, we've gotten started. Now, I need to put in more. So this is where I'm going to need to bring, I think, the pathing around this side as well. So I'm going to have to move... How did I do this before? I was able to drag and drop around... Uh-oh. How does that keep happening? That happened in the last episode, too, and I still don't understand how it happened. Oh, there's how I did it. Oh, that's definitely not what I... Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, I may have to do this the hard way. There's a freaking... It will not let me... There we go. Move. By the way, all I did was hold down the control key. Multi-select. That's not what I want. Okay. Now then. Again. Alright, so we've done merchandise, we've done toilets. Finance is just ATMs. Information. Information doesn't make money, though, does it? No. Okay, let's... This is inside the habitat. No wonder you're stressed. I almost want to cut the habitat off right here and have this be a door. Well, that kind of sucks. I didn't mean to do that. But I didn't really have any other place to put guest services. Unless I build an entire guest services area. See, that's the thing. I've got these two vendors, but they're neither one doing anything. I mean, look, his negative $7. I can't even click on this one. Yeah, I can't even figure out how to click on that particular vendor. There we go. 96. And neither one of these are actually doing all that well. I wonder if I put... Having the bathrooms down in that corner, I don't think is a problem. Maybe what I do is I put them right here. Alright, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Information Center. Oh, is that a... Oh, that... Okay, hold on. Indonesian. Go. Okay. All right, I am going to... Why is the barrier status 0? Oh, come on. Why is that barrier 0? Is there no... Did I stupidly forget to assign a mechanic again? No. Yeah, that habitat is... Yeah, the giraffe habitat. Alright, so what mechanic is in the giraffe habitat? We need another mechanic. That's the problem. Bottom habitat. There we go. Dangerous animal has escaped. Where? They fixed the barrier. Yeah, I didn't have to... For some particular reason, I have 2 mechanics for the 3 work zones, except for this one. I don't know why that is, but for some reason that was the case. Okay, let's go back to doing what I was doing. I am going to... I'm going to grab you. Move you up here. Okay, so that's... You know what? Let me pause. Because I want to do this all at one time. Alright, let's put a drink stall. Let's see. No. No, we already have those. No. No. Pip shot juice? Go with coffee. Okay. Then food. Excelente. Okay. We've already got merchandise. We've now got an information stall. Okay. Indonesian. Go. Okay. Alright. I do not have enough vendors. So let's go through that process. I need at least 2 more. Alright, I'm gonna need... I probably need to rework the work zones, to be completely honest here. Yeah, because really, the... You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to remove all work zones. I know this is going to... And I apologize for this, but I've got to do this. Because I am not happy at all. Alright, new work zone. Alright, first of all, we'll go with... This is staff. Go with the staff, and then these 3 habitats. And then... the exhibits. And the vending. Okay, so this is going to be a... This will be my top work zone. Top area zone. Okay. That's 1. Next. I think we split this into half. We split right side, left side. So this will be the left side. We've got stall. Or the services. Water power. Stall. Stall. Multi-species habitat. The lemur habitat. And I'm going to share these. And then we'll use this staff area. Then we'll call this the left zone. Okay. New zone. Obviously, this one's going to be the right zone. Okay, again, we're going to share the lemur habitat. If I can get it selected. There we go. Plus these 2 devices. The dingo habitat. And then Put you up here in this staff area. These two. Alright, so then the only thing that's missing is up here. So I think I'll add those to the top work zone. Okay. So let me edit the top. Put these vending machines, which will probably get moved at some point. Okay. Now. So. Left. Right. Top. And then keepers, I've got 2 for each. Mechanics, I do not have 2 for each. I need 2 for each. There's another part of my problem. Okay. Okay. Alright, security guard. I'm gonna put you in the top. I need somebody on the right also. Especially considering I'm not worrying about money. Alright, and then caretakers, I've got 2 for each. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. As soon as I put in a vendor, it automatically hires, or put in a shop, it automatically hires a vendor for me. I didn't realize it did that. And it automatically assigns them to that vendor. I had no idea it did that. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so... Alright, the rest of them I'm just going to put into work zones to cover. Means I've probably got too many vendors. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I have too many vendors. But at least we're covered. Alright. Now... we now at least have a bathroom over here at one part of the park. I probably need to have another bathroom over here somewhere, but I'm not really sure where. To be completely honest. Is there a room up here? I mean, there is, but I'd have to do a lot of reconstruction. Or I could potentially move this whole entire building and put a bathroom there. That actually might not be a bad thing, because all it is a shop shell. Yeah, it's just a shop shell. With nothing in it. I'm gonna demolish that. Let's put in another bathroom. There we go. Okay. Guest services. Now, we need to give all of the guests reasons to come up to these vendors. We've got 4 exhibits here. But no one's coming up to these habitats. which is a shame because I spent so much time and effort putting these habitats in. Okay. I am going to now put in some... I'll put in another conservation education board. Put it right about here. Amphibian extinction crisis. That looks good. Alright. We've got to put something special up here, I think. We can put something special up here. Build a brand new habitat up here. Animals have escaped. What? Oh. Word. Again? The lemurs are... they're... Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm kind of looking forward to going on to a different zoo, because this big, ginormous lemur habitat, I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of it at all. I'm curious about something. Kind of like to put you in here. Sorry, I'm trying to get the right camera angle. Yeah, like right there. Okay. Moving on. Animal died. I'm sorry. Oops. And we've had some deaths. But it's something you have to expect. Alright, let's get back to thinking about this here. We need a reason to bring the guests up here that'll bring them to the stalls. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I hit the wrong button. I'm thinking tiger, jaguar, something along those lines. Let's see. I'd love to do the penguins, but this particular park I don't think is good for it. You could do elephants. I don't know that... This is the right biome for an elephant, but with it's the perfect amount of space. Let me see something. This is the giraffe area, and that definitely did bring in a good number of guests. Let's see. They're tropical and grassland also. Yeah, maybe elephants. I think elephants might be the right play. Or not the right play, but the right opportunity here. All right. Now the question is how do I want to build the habitat? All right, let's pause. Let's pause. First of all, let me make sure that I know what it is that I'm looking at. So we're looking at giraffe or elephants, the African savanna elephant. Okay. They don't do tropical, but I think we can make this work. 2,000 square meters, 2,100, whatever. No climbing requirement, of course. They do require some water, so I'll have to dig out some area to make that happen. That's not a big deal. I did the same thing for the buffalo. 6.6 feet for the boundary requirement, grade 4. 3 to 15, so 1 male and then as many females as we can get. We'll probably start with 1 male and 2 females. That'll give me the 3 group size, and then we can expand if necessary. They do not... Really? I'm actually kind of surprised that elephants don't have a interspecies enrichment. Okay. Yeah, I think this is it. Alright, so... let's start with barriers. And as soon as I can find what I'm looking for, there we go. Wood logs, that's grade 3, though. We're going to need grade 4. It's going to have to be steel mesh, I think. Yeah, we're going to have to go to steel mesh. That's kind of a shame. Oh, well. Let's see. The question is how do I want to build... Let me start out here. Probably don't even need a barrier. You know what? I don't. Null. Alright, there I do, though. Trying to figure out what I want to do here. As far as paths are concerned. Because I don't want them to I don't want the guests to bunch up right there. Let me see about this. What kind of a path is this? It's this one, I think? The parquet path? No, it's this one, the wooden path. Alright, let's run the path along here. And then we'll run the fence line in front of that. Okay. Back to the steel mesh. There we go. Okay. And then we need habitat gate. Ooh. Hold on, I don't think I... Yeah, I may actually have to change that. 1 second here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let me remove. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Alright, so there is our habitat. Edit the barrier. I want to raise it. I want to raise the whole thing. So 6 feet is about, let's say 5.6 meters. I think that looks good. Alright. Next, I need to put in 148 square meters of water. So, terrain, I need to push. Let's put the water here so that it can be, that they can be seen. Water. Now, the question is that enough? 271. Now, we do have a problem with respect to cleanliness. Let me take a quick look at power. Yeah, we don't have power here or water cleanliness. So, gotta put them someplace. What I may do is like what I did down in the area in front of the 2 vendors is put. Yep, you know what? Let's do that. Power. Let's do solar. Oh, it's not a. That's right. It's not a. Not a whatchamacallit path. Not a staff path. I need to have a staff path. Terrain modification failed. No, I had terrain modification turned on. Oh, flattening terrain. Oh, it goes down. I didn't realize it went down. Okay, let me see. No, that's not going to work. Need to put ours somewhere that my staff can get to it. Alright, let's do this then. Let's... pull a little bit here and flatten. Okay, I think that works. Now can I do the path? Yeah, this is the part for me that I struggle with because it's not clear to me why there's an issue. I mean, I can't even see how there's an issue looking down at it this close. What terrain modification? I'm not even asking it to do anything to the terrain. Especially considering I flattened the terrain. I don't understand. I do not understand. Alright, I'm gonna flatten all of this. All of that is now flat. And I'm gonna change... So it allows me to build a regular path, but not a staff path. Now it does. I'm so very confused. Okay, so now I'm building a staff path. Okay. There we go. Now I should be able to put in power. I can't see. There we go. Okay. And then water treatment. There we go. Then what I'll do is I'll hide them using... Actually, I'll go ahead and do it right now. We duplicate you. I don't think that's a very realistic way of trees growing, but it does hide the solar panel and the water treatment. So this should now be covered by water treatment. All right. Next. First of all, let's call this the elephant habitat. I don't want... There should be a way to assign this directly to a work zone. And yeah, so developers, I would highly recommend doing that. I'm going to make this part of the left zone. Okay. Now, let's fill this baby up. We need to buy some elephants, and we need to put some things in it. So, habitat. Let's start by putting in our species filter. African savanna elephant. Let's start with bedding. There any Indonesian version? South American, Australian, African. All right, let's go with African. Turn you around. There we go. We'll put you in the back so that you can still be seen from distance. And then we need habitat bedding extra large. Okay. We need food trough large, I would say. Let's see. Large barrel feeder. Large tire. Mud bath. Always fun. I'm not going to put a sprinkler in simply because they've got the water to play around in if they want. Water trough, we need that. That up here. Let's see, what else do we want? I think we definitely want a ball. And the rubbing pillar. Although they've got the trees to row against. Okay. Alright, we have our habitat. I believe we have everything covered. Let's go and purchase our elephants. Okay, so 1 male, 2 females. 17 grand. Holy crap. Glad I'm not worried about money. Holy crap. I wonder why that one is so expensive. Whereas the other two are not. Alright, you know what? We're going to purchase you instead. Alright, let's go ahead and adopt you. And adopt you. And then let's go to the trading center. Send a zoo. Hold on a minute. I'm curious about something. Oh, there's how you send them to quarantine. That's how you send them to quarantine. You actually send them to quarantine. Who would have thought? What an idiot I am. Alright, so that, I think, is going to do it for this episode. We will... One animal has escaped. Of course it has. Because that's what the lemurs do. I already did. Oh no, that was a different one. Yeah, so they go to quarantine, then the vets let us know if the animals are safe, and then we can transport them to the specific habitat. Quarantine complete. Yeah, quarantine complete. Move to the habitat. All right, so let's let them be delivered. See our good works with the elephants. Hopefully that will bring guests up to this part of the park. And if so, that should hopefully start to bring in some money into these particular vendors. Our water is nice and clean for them, so that's good. Speed things up a little bit here. Okay. We now have elephants. Well, the elephants have got a cool view. At the very least. They like their water. Alright, let's... Are they happy? That's the key, though. Richmond, I mean, it certainly looks like it. 89% welfare. The numbers aren't fluctuating. That looks good. We can, of course, bring in additional females. Now, there's still certainly some things that we can do, like putting in some education, putting in some benches up here. But we've got to. I've got to make sure that this is going to bring guests up to this side of the park, and I don't know that that's true. It feels like it should. Yeah, the freaking lemurs are always stressed out. Swear to God, I don't think I'm ever going to do lemurs again. Alright, so let's do 30 for you and 5, 24. 32 for you. Actually, I am kind of curious. What were last year's negative 11,000? That's... what, about 10 grand better than the previous year. That's good. That's really, really good. It looks like I'm finally getting to a positive state. Those are all workers, so that doesn't help me. This a guest? Yep. Nope, that's a keeper. Never mind. Okay, well, what we're going to do then is we're going to stop the episode here. This was a... We got a lot accomplished in this episode. A lot accomplished. But what I think we're going to do one more episode with this zoo. And in the last episode, we're going to kind of clean up some things. So I'm going to put in some additional benches. I'm going to put in actual educators for each of the habitats that I put in place. I can't do anything about the lemur habitat because it's so large. But I want to put an educator out in front of the giraffes, for example, out in front of the buffalo, out in front of the elephants. And then see if there's any other places that maybe we can, like, for example, across from those new vendors that we just put in, maybe we can put in another exhibit, something like that. But I think we've done a pretty decent job, or at least I feel pretty good about this, considering this was my first zoo. I'm looking forward to potentially doing more. So hopefully, if you've been enjoying the content, you are hitting that like button, you are hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next episode where we will clean up my very first zoo. Talk to you soon.